What's going on, guys? Radio Graffiti here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Daredevil Born Again, Episode 3. Now, I thought the first two episodes were good, and I also think this one is pretty good as well. It's basically a White Tiger episode. He spends pretty much the entire episode sort of pouring himself out, whether it be to Matt Murdock in his jail cell, or in court where we learn about how much the White Tiger has helped the police, how much he's helped people out of his own goodwill. We see his family here and there throughout this court case that he's going through. Pretty much the entire episode takes place in court. We occasionally cut to Vanessa and Wilson Fisk and kind of what's going on with their storyline. Have to be honest, I couldn't really care less about the storyline so far. It seems like another boring, generic sort of, gang war thing going on. I liked seeing Matt poking jabs at the crooked cop, talking about his black eye, knowing he's the one who gave it to him. Matt can be so funny sometimes. I was ready to call Matt one of the worst lawyers ever because it seems like the dude can never win a case. I can't remember the last time we actually seen Matt Murdock, a lawyer, actually win a case in Daredevil, but he actually wins one in this episode when White Tiger is found not guilty of all his crimes. Can't remember the last time we seen Matt Murdock actually win a case. Maybe in season 1? I know the Punisher trial he had sure went up in fucking flames. I thought it was kind of stupid of Matt, though, to mention Nikki Torres in the first place. Unless he actually had him there. Matt should know by now that a lot of witnesses he has, or people that he defends, they end up getting persuaded by crooked people, usually Fisk. And a lot of his witnesses typically end up dead. I mean, look what happened to Ray Nadeem in Season 3. So if I were Matt, I wouldn't have mentioned Nikki Torres unless I actually had him in the court somewhere safe. Luckily for Matt, it ends up okay. Nikki Torres ends up in court, but unfortunately for Matt, someone's already gotten to him because he ends up cracking and lying and saying he wasn't even there at the subway. But the big part of this episode is the last 5 minutes. Wilson Fisk is sitting there, he's talking to BB Urich. Why he's talking to her specifically, I don't know what his obsession is with BB Urich, why he wants to speak with her directly. But he's talking to her about how vigilantes aren't heroes. And then we see White Tiger walking through the street and he gets popped by somebody wearing a Punisher skull on their chest. And if you think for even half a second that this is Frank Castle, I don't want to assault anybody, but I think a little bit lower of your intelligence, because this is very clearly not Frank Castle. If you pay attention just in this episode alone, you see that there's crooked cops that have it out for White Tiger. And you see them throughout the season so far with tattoos. So very clearly this is some kind of crooked cop, probably set up by Fisk. But in all fairness, is this kind of White Tiger's fault as well? I don't want a victim blame here, but I mean, dude, you just got your identity exposed, and your first instinct as soon as you get free is, oh yeah, I should definitely go put the suit back on and go fight crime. First of all, you made a vigilante mistake. Everybody knows if you're a vigilante, it's way cooler and safer to just travel on the rooftops. You can't just walk around in the street looking around, dude. That's how you get caught lacking. And sure enough, that's what happens to him here. But yeah, you probably should have either waited or took some sort of safety precautions. You just had a big trial where you got found not guilty of killing a cop. And now everybody knows publicly that you are a vigilante. I'm sure this is going to probably piss off a lot of people who were excited to see White Tiger in this show. White Tiger, if you don't know, is a character who already existed in the comic books for years. And I'm sure there was a lot of fans that were excited to see him. But unfortunately, White Tiger has taken the same fate as Foggy Nelson, where he gets very little screen time and then he gets killed really quickly. I'm very interested to see the blowback from White Tiger's death. I'm sure Matt's going to feel somewhat guilty for exposing his identity, but I mean, it's either he got killed as a White Tiger or he spent the rest of his life in prison. Either way, he was cooked. Matt didn't really do anything wrong by exposing his identity. He got him free, but it's kind of his fault for putting on the suit so early. Should have probably laid low with your family or something, dude. But too late now, he's already been popped. I'm excited to see Frank Castle deal with some of these crooked cops in this show, wearing his Punisher logo. I'm sure he's not going to be too happy about that. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Daredevil Episode 3. What did you guys think about this episode? Do you think it's better than the first two, or do you think the show's starting to show some kind of drop off? For me, so far, the first three episodes have been solid. I think the Vanessa stuff is getting kind of boring. But yeah, that's all I've got for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.